Hello, Stitchy Friends. How are you? I hope you are all well. Welcome back here if you're a returner, and welcome if it's your first time. I'm Sophia, and this is my channel, Sophia Stitching Love, where I talk about cross stitch, my cross stitch, and since a couple months maybe, the cross stitch that I designed too, my designs. First interruption right at the beginning, but that's how things work here at home. This was just Willow. She jumped on my cross stitch, and the dogs were barking at her because she cannot touch my cross stitch. They know that, only she doesn't know. So today is Sunday morning. It's the 12th of July 2026. Thank you for taking the time to be here with me, to spend some time. That's one of the most precious things we have, isn't it? So thank you for so much. It's not that shiny, that sunny today, but it's clear enough to have plenty of light. So I hope, well, not that I have that much stitching to show you, but it's nicer when we have a clear day. So going straight into work, into show you, not work, but I've worked, well, it's been 2 weeks and I've only worked into projects. Willow just jumped in my cross stitch again. Oh, you're seeing her. And they will probably bark in a second. Let's take her out of there. That's not her place. So, um, oh, I was saying that I've been 2 weeks away because too much work. Actually, I've got some news on that. I normally work, as I've told you, 12 to 13-hour shift, and I've decided to reduce them. Nothing, well, it also related to cross stitch, not to you, but I'm reducing them to 10 hours. I told my customer everything that is booked up to the end of the year, because most of my customers booked at the end of the year, book most of their appointments for the next year. So I already told them that what's booked, it's booked. What's not booked, from now on, I will be reducing 3 hours a day. So my shift should be like half six, seven, well, usually 7 in the morning, up to 7 a.m. up to 5 p.m. And I don't stop for lunch or anything. So it will be a 10-hour shift. But then I will have more time to go home and to carry on with my stitching and my designing. And that is giving me so much joy. So that's some news that I've got at the moment. And Willow is hitting the table. She's gonna do something naughty. We know that. Carry on. So I've got 2 projects to show you that I've been stitching on. First one is Purfles. As you know, it's my own design. See what's happening in here. Sorry, we don't know. And that's the first one that I've got to show you. She just jumped on top of it, and that's why you will see that it's a bit dirty, but it will be washed in the end. But that's due to Willow. She jumps on it, so she's walking on top of it all the time. So here it is. Not much at the moment. I've stitched in this, well, it was last week that I stitched on it. I did 809 stitches, and it's now at 0.40% with a total of 1,274 crosses. Not that much, but it's starting to come together. And in total, this will have 500 by... Sorry, Willow is gone. She just went into another room with my daughter because it will be impossible to record today with her. She's like, she had something on her, so she won't stop. So I'm not sure where I was. I know that I was showing you these, and I know that I was telling you, I think, that this is 500 by 624 with 92 colors. And I'm going to try to put my arm behind it. I love to stitch it. Usually, stitchers, we don't like white stitches that much. I'm loving this one. I don't know if it's because of the fabric that is helping me. You probably know, all of you, what is the fabric that I love. But it's great. I love to stitch. And actually, the stitches I don't know if you can see them. If I don't forget, I will add a closer up picture. The stitches come out nice. You know, sometimes we think that white stitches look horrible only if you stitch in with one thread. Is that they will look okay. But here I stitch with two and they look really nice. Okay, so that's not a problem. So that was the first project that I worked on, and it's pearl folds. Sorry, trying to put this on the floor. And the other one that I worked on, it's Strongest Spell. That's a new start for me. Another one of my designs, as you know, a tiny start. I did 1107 stitches. So I've got this like line of black that I will stitch when I'm watching a movie or something like that. And I've started here too. And that will be the wizard here. I'm loving it. What can I tell you about it? That I enjoy it. Actually, I've been asking some of you, and I may ask some other ones, the feedback of my designs. And I'm going to leave you a picture, if I don't forget, around here of the thoughts of one of you. And if I ask you, well, I can only ask you if you post them online somewhere that I can see them, and then please be honest. You don't have to say anything to make me feel happy, or it's just because I will use these pictures as honestly as possible to show other people, new people that want to know about my patterns, that are worried. You know, I'm a new designer. What is it going to be like to stitch a design from her? We have never seen anything fully stitched. Um, we never heard of anyone stitching them, so I will use them to spread the word of what you think about it. So you can come to me and send me a message, an email, or whatever, saying what you think. And I'm so, so grateful for that. Always be honest, because I'm always honest too. Don't just say things that you know that I will like to hear or to read, but just honestly, okay? Because not everyone likes them. Not I won't design for everyone's style. So let's just see what you think. Thank you for that. So I will add the picture of one conversation here, and it was a few days ago. I will leave the dates there. And yes, I was happy. I was very, very happy when I received that feedback. It's true. So going back here, I'm stitching these. I know at least another two girls. One is Gemma from Pintando com Hilo de Colores, and the other one is Linus Diaz. We've started this together. I bet they have a lot more than me, but that doesn't matter. It only matters that we started it together. Actually, to be honest, in that day, I only did the first stitch because I didn't have much time and they were ready to start it. And I'm not sure what I was doing in that day, but I didn't have much time to stitch. So I made sure that I did my first stitch. So we started it together. And now each of us does at its own speed. That doesn't matter. What matters is that we all have fun. So this one is 450 by 630 and it uses 77 colors. So this will be mainly dark. The other one is very light colors and this one will be dark. There's at least one more new starter. I will allow myself. I won't allow many because, you know, if you keep telling me that it's so hard to decide what to stitch because I come up with nice designs, so just imagine me. I don't have any free time, but I want to start them all. I love everything that I design. I know there is one or another one that I specifically do as a request. but everything else, if I design it, I have to like them. Maybe some I like them more than the others, like all of us. We have our favorites, but I love all of them. So have you imagine, I just want to start them all. It's so hard to control myself. And in today's, so the new designs that I'll show you today, most of them you've already seen, but I don't know, there's like, don't know, five there that I really have to control myself. Five, six, I have to control myself not to start them straight away. Let's see if I can control myself. So you've seen by the thumbnail, there's three special ones at the end. I will leave them at the end to show you those three because they're the new ones. But there's lots that I love. So now let's start with them. Let's start to show you what I've been designing lately. In the middle of this, there are loads of other ones that you won't see because they were personal ones and some of them they're gone and they will be with their owners that they will show you them if they want. If they don't, they will be their pattern, and I just hope they will be that you will be very happy stitching them. So let's just show the ones that I've got to show you. So the first one, I'm going to look at the PC while I added the picture here somewhere. First one is a place called Home. I'm looking at both sides because one I've got just a picture and the other one I've got the details. It'll be easier for me. That's the way that I organize myself. So I love these ones. I love houses. I love landscapes. So I really like this one. I like the colors. I love the water. And you got that cat stretching in there. So this one has everything that makes me want to stitch it. I really like it. Even the way that the sun is coming through the trees, all that came out nicely. All that was like decisions. Some of these designs are easy to come up with, and some other ones, they do, because maybe it's not like that for everyone. Some people, well, sometimes I look at a picture and I say, oh, I love it. That's it. But the problem is not those pictures. The problem is the ones that, when you have them in your head and you want to do exactly what's in your head. And sometimes you don't know how to do it. But you want that one and you don't get happy with less than that. And then those ones are the hard ones. And there was a few this week. So a place called Home, 600 by 656 and 150 colors. This is a colorful one. You will see the sum of a lot less colors, and usually it's the ones that when you look at it, there's not that much variation. But here you've got blues, you've got yellows, you've got pinks, you've got purples, you've got browns, you've got loads whites, and that. And all the other bits I've already said in the other videos. Request more colors. The next one, and we come in here in Witchcraft, and another lovely, I can't say that because I love all of them. Alchemist Hearth, 500 by 707, and again 180 colors. You can see through is spread. Colors are spread all over the place, so there's a lot of different ones. But yes, there's a lot of colors, but that means that there are less amount of each color. For me, it's nice. Well, in this one, it will be a pattern that you will have. You can see it's very easy to see that you will have color block and you will have places with that you would have to change color. But this won't be one that is very. I'm forgetting the word. No, it's not like ninja stitch. That is not. Can't remember. That you have that many stitches, just single stitches. This one will have a lot of color block. And again, there's a cat, there's a raven, there's mushrooms, very colorful mushrooms. books. There's a lot of things that we all like, all stitchers we normally like. So I'm very, very happy with this one. And actually, someone mentioned that this could be a pair of the other one, another lady in the woods. I will leave a picture here. It's just one is a little bit blonder and the other one is more redhead. Um, but they both have green dresses, so they could be companion pieces. Woodland Sanctuary, I think that's the name. I will try to add the picture here too, one next to the other one. I really like it. Colorful. There's like spots of colors. You see? Sorry, you've got this picture that has quite a lot of browns, but then you've got spots of colors, and this is on purpose. This didn't just happen like that. Because you got a bottle with orange, a bottle with green, and then you got the lantern with yellow, and another bottle with blue, and then at the top you've got these spots of colors. I like it. The next one, this is so sweet. Brave at Heart. This design that started to be a personal one, but then we've changed our mind at the middle because there were some of the things that needed some details of someone's personal life that needed to be added in here that were not yet. And I decided to make this one a public, like for everyone, because I love it so much. And then I'm doing another one for that personal touch, a personal one. So Brave at Heart. And as I brought this design out, I also showed you that in most of them, there is a reason behind the choices on the design. So I'm not going to go that much in detail. You can go to the publication that I did when I put this picture out on Instagram or on Facebook. And when we look at the design, sometimes, like in the previous one, you saw just a picture of a witchcraft, but there are things there that are on purpose. Some colors, some animals, some details. They're not there just because it happened to be there, like in this one. And in this one, that's when I decided to explain to you why these flowers, why there's a feather, why this animal, why also the ladybug. Loads of things. Okay, so it's a lovely picture, but there's always a lot of meaning behind them. And in this one is 550 by 687 colors. Sorry, 550 by 687 stitches with 85 colors. And believe me, this is one that it's hard for me not to stitch it straight away. Actually, something staying in this one for a little bit more, just to say that I don't know if you recall, if you've been with me for longer, that at the beginning, more at the beginning of the year, like I was just in pinks. I don't know why. Everything that would come in my head, I wasn't designing yet, and well, at least not that you would be seeing. And I was already attempting, but everything that I would think of, it was pink. And then as time goes, I started to see blue, and at the moment is white. I don't know why this happens. I don't know if it happens to other people too, but even I don't like go shopping. I'm a person that doesn't like to go into the shops, but I had to go to get a couple of pieces of clothes that I needed, and I was just looking at white. Like if there was no more colors there, I would just go straight into white. And at the moment on designing, the white is there and you will notice it. It's here in the deer, and you will see further on there will be more patterns with white. Not in the next one because that one has been designed longer ago, and this is Winter Lights in London. It was designed quite some time ago. You've seen this picture before. This was one of the options for Ailey traveling. Now I nearly forgot her name, but I decided to give her a boyfriend for Christmas. But some of you chose and very well chosen, very well decided that you would rather have her on her own because she's been traveling on her own for the year. So she will carry on traveling on her own. So we have both versions. And in this one, we have 450 by 637 stitches with 155 colors. And it's stunning. It's a Christmas one too. Not just winter, but Christmas. And we've got the lights and the reds and the Christmas. I love it. The next one is German Shepherd Love. How cute is this? I don't know what you think, but I just want to pet them, just to touch them, just to, oh, I'm like that with my dogs and Willow as well. So, mm. And now, if you notice, it is smaller. I'm doing some smaller ones at the moment, but also you probably seen the news. If there's any that come out and you want a different size, you want them bigger with more details, you want a smaller, you want just a part of it customized, whatever you decided, it's possible. I will do it. Now, you know that if you choose a bigger one, you will have even more detail. If you choose a smaller one, it will be a bit more blurred. You won't have so much detail. Uh, this one, I call it my signature one, is the one that for me I would like to stitch. It's kind of a combination, like if we put in a scale, I want to have definition. I I'm not the kind of person that would like to stitch a picture for years and then at the end having a blurred picture. I know that the best part to me too is to stitch it, but I like to see it coming up. I like the perfection. And then it's trying to do a balance of the definition and the size, so and the colors. So I try to have all three on the scale, and I will try to do also some smaller ones that will have good definition, and by that I won't make so many smaller details. Like in this one, the smaller ones here that we'll need is just like nails, nose, eyes, but that we can get around it. So all to say, to me is very cute. I'm a dog lover. And it's so sweet. Oh, so German Shepherd Love, 450 by 298 with 99 colors. And I've had a lot of requests for other dogs, so will be more dogs coming out and some other animals too. And the next one, Lady of Tuscany. Some ladies were requested to, and was one of them. And I'm quite happy with it. I think she has a personality there, her tradition, culture. I think it's a lot in there. So I'm very happy with that one too. And that is 450 by 711 with 150 colors. Even if this one doesn't like have that much color change, when there is a face, a human face, I will give them more colors. Okay, I could do it in another way. I could do it with blended threads, but you keep asking me not to do blends, so it will need more colors if we're not doing blends. So Lady of Tuscany, a gorgeous one. And we carry on with our series of sign stars, and this time it was Libra's turn. I like it. I hope if you're a Libra that you like it too. We could do it in loads of different ways, but I like this one. So 450 by 676 with 150 colors. It will be nice to stitch this one. You will have moments of confetti, that's the word I wanted before and I won't remember. And you will have places with color block. So it will be a nice stitching time. And then this one, it's called Living Waters. And apparently it's becoming a big success. Um, maybe because it's sea, maybe because it's animals, maybe it's the colors, or a combination of all of it, isn't it? This was fun to make. Like trying, I'm not a fish person, so I was trying to find out about fishes and which ones to add and which ones not. The orca needed to be here. That was my main set. Then I knew I would want some corals, corals. Uh, and then I wanted to pick different fishes, but I didn't know much about fishes, so I had to go and search. And I knew the seahorse one and the octopus, and then I had to go and look for the other ones to be able to add color into our design. And I think it came out really nice, even with the light coming from the top. And also, when I did this one, I took into attention the request of some of you that asked me for more landscape mode ones. So there will be more landscape coming up. Even if I don't think, I will forget straight away. I will always do it portrait because that's my mindset. I see everything usually as portrait. But I'm trying to control, I'm trying to remember to do more landscape because you like it and I understand it. It's very nice. It's just, sorry, itchiness. Just my head sees everything as portrait. So living waters, and again loads of waters, or loads of colors, and then we needed a lot of color change in here. Okay, not color change as we stitching, but loads of different colors to give it a really colorful and to give the deep like the curve definition and all of that. I didn't want just to be like a flat ocean. No, this is, I could almost like, if you take everything around, you almost feel like if you're getting into it, and you get that with color change. So this is a big one. This is 800 by 533 with 200 colors, but I think it's worth it, and it seems to. I can't wait to see this one stitched. It probably won't be the ones that I'm picking up to start. Not that I don't want it, I really, really want it. But some of them I won't stitch them because I can't stitch everything. And if I have the opportunity to see someone else stitching it, sometimes I'm okay with it. And this one, there is Sylvia, a Spanish Flosstuber from, I don't know how to say the name of a Flosstube, but I will leave everyone that I will mention. I will try to leave it linked at the bottom. I don't know if some of them are Flosstubers, some of them are only Facebook friends, I think. So we'll see what I can do about it. But this one, I will leave the link for her Flosstube in case you want to see the progress on it. She's just starting it. But I'm going to see it there being stitched, so I'm happy about it. Also, the seasonal ones, I'm also seeing them being stitched in Manoli's Flosstube too, so I'm happy with that. Next one, sorry. And now this is a stunning one, isn't it? If I hadn't started Pearl Falls, I would start this one, but I can't start everything. And Purfles was the first love, and I only came with this one after. So maybe one day, maybe not, because there are too many. Again, I'm keeping saying the same thing. Sorry. I really, really like this one. I think even if it's black, it's vibrant. It's elegance. It's a piece. No, it's just not a pattern. I think it's a very elegant, very stunning picture. Midnight Grace. And Midnight Grace is 550 by 687 with 71 colors. Now you thought, you can think 71, you could take that one. Yes, I could, but it's going to make a difference in there. And a very nice companion piece for Purfles. I will add the picture somewhere of the two of them. If I don't forget, together, I think they look stunning. Now, our guardians. This first one is Scottish Guardian. Actually, these pictures are not coming by order that I put them out, not even that I designed them. It's just a random order. So I'm bringing some guardians out. If there is any that you would like, please do request it. I've already got some other ones ready, and I've got requests for other ones, but feel free, because I know how nice it is to stitch something that we wish for. I've got a waiting list of requests, so they may take long, but they will come out. And if you see that don't come out, just ask again, because something can be lost. There's so many ways that you use to communicate with me. There's 2 different emails, there's 2 different Instagrams, there's Facebook. Oh, there's so many ways. There's Etsy. And then I'm worried that sometimes things may get lost. I try not to look into messages or anything unless I'm in a place that I have the time and I'm ready to take an action regarding that. Otherwise, it may get lost. The same that I'm doing it with my other work. When I'm at home, usually I'm not taking message or anything from the other one. Otherwise, it just goes all over the place and it's a big confusion in my head. So going back to this one, Scottish Guardian. What can I say about this? I think it's stunning. She is there. The forgetting words, English. The clothes, they very sweet. Their tradition, their landmarks, their animals, their traditions. I think it's there. So I do hope, if you have a love for Scotland, I do hope you like it. Snow Day visitors. Very cute. Well, at least to me, this is very sweet, very cute. I love the animals. I love the kids, of course, and all this winter scene, house, birds. It's all there for me. I really like it. I just wish I had more time to stitch. I have so much fun designing, but I do miss stitching too. And then there is some other design that I'm doing that very soon you'll be seeing that one is taking a time. I'm just gonna open a small window here. In these ones, it takes me a lot of time to do the picture and the pattern, but I do the picture with AI, as you well know. And I'm starting to come up with some different patterns that I don't use AI. In those ones, it's just my hands and my head and my imagination. And it's different. And in those ones, I'm learning a lot of new things too. So those ones take me a lot longer to come up with. But they will come up. So I'm doing also that thing at the same time. And I keep saying this, like, if I want you to know, how busy I am. It's not that. It's just, something else. I did talk about the fires that we had here. Thank you very much for your concerning. Now, I didn't say that to make anyone feel sorry for me or, oh, that's something that I don't like, okay? Thank God everything was good with me and my family. All my neighbors are fine. Now, the fires got like up to 5 minutes, not even that, from my home. But we are all fine. The worst thing was breathing. Breathing was very, very hard. It's like the middle, the fire was really, really big, but the closest point to me, it was the middle way from my home to my work. So I had to go through there quite close. Uh, it was possible, not usually roads that I use normally, but through other ones. Now, don't ever think, because my daughter called my attention, said, Mom, you just posted that. People may think that you want to feel like sorry. No, 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 I'm not like that. It's just that it makes me really upset when things like that happen. You know, we're destroying everything. And the heartbeat is people are, some of them lost lives, some of them lost families, some of them lost houses, works. And you know why? Because of money. Because the fires that happen here is fires that someone put on. They don't start on their own. They don't spread on their own. Well, they will become bigger with the weather conditions. We know that they choose the days when there's very, very hot days and cross the winds. And they will put the fires on. And probably because of wood, because wood becomes a lot cheaper to sell. You know, I don't know if you know, but when the woods get into fire, then they buy the wood for the factories, but it's a lot cheaper because people only have like a short time to sell it. After the fire, the wood can only be sold like in a month time. Otherwise, it's not good anymore. So they put pressure on people, like putting the fire on. People have to sell their woods after very quickly at a very cheap price. Some is that, and some other ones are like if they want to start building in there and it's not allowed, then we know that if you spread a fire, then there will be a lot of reasons why you were not allowed before to build. Now you can build. Construction. And then there's some other ones even worse. Well, all of them are really bad. Sorry. I just did this bubble in here to tell you why I posted the fires. It's not for you to feel sorry for me, because I get really, really upset. I want to cry those days because how can people be like that? They just think of money. No, so many people that loses everything, loses lives, loses family, fathers, sons, mothers, everything. And then all those woods, sometimes they are very ancient woods, and all those animals too, and everything else, you know, and our breathing and our planet, and they just care about money. Sorry, going back to our stitching. So sorry for let's just make it a bubble here and try to explain why I talked about that. So, snow day visitors, very cute, isn't it? Very sweet. And I'm sure I've already said the details. If I didn't, I will say them again. 450 by 562 and with 166 colors. And what a pleasure will be to be stitching this and all these little animals, little human beings like coming up. Oh, they will be very, very, very nice. Next one, sorry, otherwise we won't come out of this. I don't know how long the video will be. And then we've got another bee. Someone have already said, you really like bees, don't you? Yes, I do. But actually, the first bee that came out, it was my own option. And then the next two, it was an attempt to get a design for a friend, a cross-stitch friend. that wanted a bee. And the second bee pattern that came up, it was an attempt to do it for her, but I didn't realize she wanted a very realistic version. But for some reason, the first one that I came up with, it was not one of her favorites. So I said, yes, I will bring another one up, and I'm quite happy with what this one came up. I think she's happy too. She says she's really happy. I do hope you're happy. um, I really like it. I've managed to get so many things in this picture that I like. The sunshine rays, I love it. I love greens, but okay, not everyone likes greens. But then, the water drops, that's something else that I want to capture in a picture. And then this web, this it's not cobweb, it's, how do you call it? The spider web with water. That's something that I'm very, very happy to have accomplished in here, because that's some things that I do like and that I wanted to come up, and this was just the right picture to do it. So I'm very, very happy about it, and the my friend is happy too, and I hope that you will have great fun stitching it if it's one of your favorites. And threads of dawn, 350 by 437 with 150 colors. Then we've got another guardian, and this is also a special one for me. I lived in UK for some time, but this was a request from one of you as well, because I've already had an UK. But yes, you're right, it was very poor compared with some other ones like the Spanish. So she gave the idea, another one of you gave you the idea of coming up with one with more detail, and that's how they will now all be coming out. That even the Scotch one came out after this one, and I like it. My daughter was born in UK too, so this is very special here at home. And this one, sorry, let's just turn my page. It's called UK Guardian New Version, and it's 550 by 826 with 210 colors. And I'm sure you'll understand looking at the picture from everything that I said. I know I'm repeating myself, but why there is so many colors. And then landmark, culture, traditions, it's in there. Now, we only have 3 left. I've already showed you 13. Are you ready for these 3? This is the one that you haven't seen yet. Well, you've seen in the thumbnail, probably, because I haven't done the thumbnail yet, but I will probably add these 3 there. And you'll see the 3 are a lot of white in them. So here it is, the trio. I'm very proud of them. They all have something in common. They can be companion or not. Let's just go one by one. First one, the moon unicorn, white and blue. That's the colors of the moment for me. This was the first of the 3, and I'm really, really happy with this unicorn. And you can see their bonds, and you can see even in their dressing, like the unicorn colors on the horn and with the dress on the girl. So you can see he's her guardian with the castle and the bridge and the lake and the swan, and I even had owl. It had to be in there. We will have some patterns with just owls because I do love them, but at the moment I couldn't leave it out. And we have a white swan because we've got the other one as a black. I needed a white one, so it's in here. I love the 3. I just I don't know what to tell you because I love it so much, you know. It's just I do hope you like them. I'm sure someone will like it. I hope many, many, but because you know it's always a pleasure when you're doing something that other people likes too. I have a lot of fun designing them, but then it's good also to see that you like them. So you've got the glow here. I try to bring the two colors, well, three. White is there, and then the blue and the gold, and you will see in the like I try to do like a trio, and it's like if the color is going across, starting from light blues, and then you get the gold with blue, and then in deeper gold and blue. So it's like if you're starting, if you add them in your wall, as you can see in the thumbnail or in the picture I gave you before, it's like if the color is starting from lighter to deeper. That was my intention. Then this one is 500 by 624 with 150 colors. Now, two of the same size and one just slightly different. That's how I like them. They could be the three the same size, but they're not. I decided that they wouldn't be. The middle one is just slightly different, slightly narrow, but a bit longer. It's like a scale, you know, color like that, but looking as a scale. If you like unicorns, if you like princesses, I do hope you like this one. Did I say the colors? Yes, 140 and 54. Love, 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 love. I don't know what else to tell you because I love them. I knew I wanted these big guardians in white. I knew it as soon as I came up with pearl folds. I wanted to do more white. And then as I'm stitching it, I was sure that was the moment that I decided, yes, this looks stunning. I'm loving it. So I will be doing more patterns with white. Some of you are very scared of the white, but after I've started to stitch pearl whites, I'm not scared. I tell you, go for it. You do need the right fabric, okay? Well, if you stitch you just one thread, you don't have any problems. You may need just to have some color on your fabric. It will be hard if you try to stitch white on white. So try to pick up a color, maybe a soft color like a soft lilac or soft pink, soft cream, something just you're not using. Well, maybe not cream on these ones, because if you see there's also like the gold, so the subtle, you know, the white. If you look at here at unicorn, the white is just white, and you will see in all of the designs. I didn't do it by accident. I did it on purpose because I was thinking, I do think, look, I don't want to like to try to give more value to my designs, but I do think a lot as a stitcher when I'm designing it. So as we are all concerned is stitching in white, I try to make it as easy as possible. So when you're stitching this, it won't be plain white. Like in this one, you've got some undercolors and you can see a lot of creams and golds, yellows coming in here. So you look at the picture and you think white. No, it's just white. You're stitching with a lot of color threads, but when you look at it, what it comes up is white. Like the next one as well, you will have white with gold and white with blue. And in the last one of the three, you will have a lot of white, but then you have gray that looks white, you have blue that looks white, and you have purple that looks white. And that was made so you won't be stitching with just white. Yes, it does look white, but you're stitching with a lot of color, okay? But pale colors. So again, the moon unicorn, and let's go into the next one. And the phoenix guardian. Oh, I love this one. This was on purpose, like dark blue, lighter blue, and then gold. I nearly add orange in there, but I managed to stay controlled. Another stunning one for me. I hope you like it. Well, if I could, these three, I would definitely start stitching. What can I tell you about it? This to me is like a sanctuary. Like if you see all these ancient tree trunks, they do like as a sanctuary for them. It's like if they are in the woods, but not just in any woods, in any place in the woods. They are in a sanctuary. Um, Again, to connect them, you have here the magnolia flowers that you have in the last one, and you also have the colors. So the Phoenix Garden is 450 by 676 stitches with the same number of colors as the previous 154. Oh, I would stitch it. Let's go. Let's just not make this video. I have no idea how long this is, but it seems like it's going to be long. Now this one. I don't know if I can control myself in this one. If there is one that it's from this week that is very, very, very hard not to start straight away, it's this one. I don't know what's this one. What's in this one? This is the one that gave me more work to come up with the design, because I had almost everything as I wanted it, and then there was just the one tiny bit that I couldn't get as I wanted it, and I had to change everything back from the beginning to see if I could get that detail as I wanted it. So a lot of work on this one, sorry guys. But so will I stitch it? Will you join me? Please tell me if you do join me stitching the dragon. Actually, let's make it dragon our word for the next row, for next week's row. I will leave dragon in here or in here, maybe in here because we have the picture here, something like that. So maybe if there's a lot of you telling me that you're starting with me, maybe I will, so it will depend on you. Will you stitch it with me? How many we will be? Maybe let's do something. Well, actually, please give me ideas. If you are willing to stitch it, give me some ideas so we could stitch it together. What would you like? A separate group on Facebook, a group on Instagram? I think there's something like that possible. Not exactly a group, but I think there's something. I need to look into that because I'm not a big social media knowledge person. But I'm quite tempted. White again and white again and white again. Well, as I was telling you, let's go back. This is just white. This looks white, but this white, it's a lot of blue, a lot of gray and purple, okay? So it's just not plain white. You're not stitching just with white, even if it looks white. It's a white dragon, guys. My dream at the moment. You know, the big piece that makes my heart like, how do you say it? Jump at the moment. If I had to choose one of these patterns, I love so many of them, but this is the one that I would choose from this video. I'm sure I've said that. And this is 500 by 624, so exactly the same size as the Moon Unicorn, and less colors, 84 colors. Well, if we're stitching these light colors, we need less trouble. So you've seen all the new designs that I've got to show you this week, and it's now time to do the draw from last week, right? So let's just pick up my mobile, and I've already prepared it. I've got the site and I've got the video uploaded, and it tells me here that I have 81 people coming for the draw, and the keyword, it was nativity. nativity. He needs to have liked and just one winner, no backups. So let's start the draw. Good luck. Good luck to all of you. And we've got a winner. Oh, girl. I'm happy that you got it. Well, I wouldn't be happy with anyone, but Agnieszka, thank you, girl. You're gonna have another one. This is a girl that has already got quite a few of my designs. So you get to choose another one. Congratulations. I'm very happy. And if it wasn't you, I'm so sorry, but you may be the next one. So keep on trying, okay? Um, and it may be even a better one. I've already got some ideas coming up in my head, you know? There will be some funny ones. I've got a special idea for one. Well, I'm trying to leave a special idea for each video. So I've already got like 2 or 3 picked up. Maybe the next one will be a very, very colorful one. Not sure. I'm not a promise because sometimes I think it's going to be one and then I come up with another idea. So congratulations, Agnieszka. Is that how we say it? Well, I by now I know how to write it, but I'm not sure how to say it. Congratulations, and good luck to all of you for next week. You will have the ones that will be drawn from here. You'll have a lot of nice patterns. Maybe you will be stitching the dragon with me. If I do stitch it, this is not a promise, okay? But I'm very, very tempted, as I said. So I've got my notebook here. Let me see if there's anything that I also wanted to tell you. I've already talked most of these things. Now, some of you say that I've got a lot of imagination, and I think imagination and is something, sometimes it's work, I think, as a muscle. I don't know if it works like that for you, but at my work, I have to come with a lot of ideas. As you know, that I'm a hairdresser, I have a beauty salon, I do hair, I used to do makeup. I don't do it because I don't have time. I do nails, I do lots of other things. So I do have to have imaginations. And especially when we've got like a bride or someone going to a wedding or a night out and they want a special updo. So imagination, it's a muscle, I believe it. And sometimes such an easy thing, just a piece of glass or the way that the sun is reflecting, or I don't know, a a bird that comes into my window, my dog laying in there, a color, so many things. It just works like that. If I'm trying it, sometimes how I want something out, sometimes it's hard. And some other times it's just so many things around me just give me loads of ideas. Sometimes I have to write them down because otherwise it'd just be one left and the other one's gone. It does happen a lot of time. But that's how imagination comes up. And I'm also very open to suggestions. Please keep on coming. And now there is a request from more than one of you, but even if it was just one, it would be enough. So asking that I would show how I think you've only asked how I end my threads on my fabric. If I could do like the punch, is this punch? I can't remember the name, but I will show how I start and how I end my threads. I will leave a video here and then I will come back. Some of you ask me how I finish my thread. So I'm just gonna quickly record it so you can see. Like, oh, I will also show you how I started. Now, the question came up because of my fabric. The question was, how do I finish the thread on this fabric? Because it's a stiff thread fabric. They were asking me if I was able to do. I can't remember the name. Well, you'll see in a second how I do it. You've just seen that I anchored. Oh, I should have shown you better how I started. I completely forgot. But the main thing here is to show you. I'm going to try to take my hands out of the way. I'm not very good at this. Like most of the time, I do one stitch at a time. Sometimes when I'm lazy, I do the half stitch all the way and then I come back and do the other half. But this is the way that I do it most of the time. Now, so the purpose is just to show you how I finish it. But I also want to tell you that I really, really love the fabric, not affiliated at all, but it's something that is crossing my mind as I've been suggesting it so many times. I may end up asking the supplier if he wants to do a partnership on that. Who knows? But at the moment, I'm telling you, no, I'm not affiliated, and I will leave you the link in the description box because I really, really like it. This is an 18 count. This is a Zweigart. Yes, it is stiff, so it won't be easier to stitch in a hoop. But because I love these painting fairy frames that they are massive, they stretch the fabric. So stiff or not, it doesn't make any difference at all. But as you can see here, the holes are really, really big, so it makes it very nice, quick to stitch. And I'm not trying to be quick, I'm just very slowly actually at the moment because I'm talking to you. And this is not something that I don't feel comfortable talking like this. I now feel comfortable while I'm recording the other video showing, but to do this, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't feel it. I know the camera is shaking. I'm really sorry because it's attached to the table, and then I know I pull my thread quite hard. So just getting all this up to be able to record what I'm doing and while I'm stitching, I just don't like it like that. I would probably, to do that, I would have to have a fixed place with a fixed camera where everything is not shaking, that I could just sit down and press play and that's it. I don't like having to do all the setup, and then especially I don't find it very comfortable to stitch like this. And I'm doing just the black. I know it's boring for you, but you can forward and just go and if you're interested and see how I finish the thread. Now, another question that came up that someone brought up is this tape that I use here at the top to mark the place where I am, if this would leave a mark or not on my fabric, or if it would be easy. Look, it's as easy as that. Sometimes even comes out on its own. So in this one is actually half folded because I'm quite close to the top of the frame, but it doesn't leave any mark at all. And I really like that way of doing it. Because I can just take it out, throw it in the bin and do another one very quick. And my fabric, it's usually quite clean like that. Well, from lines and from numbers, because now before we used to have Bambi and Louis always trying to come on my lap, even Louis that is that big dog. But now I've got Willow, and Willow is not just happy with being on my lap, she also wants to be on top of my stitching. And when she was just inside home, she's mainly inside, her paws were quite clean. But I've taken her outside in the garden, so her poles are not always that clean, and I forget. And when sometimes I just look and I see it walking on top of my stitching, well, it's not as clean as it should, but you can't have everything. You can't have the stitching on the table ready to use and have a crazy cat walking around and thinking that you're going to get everything clean. Yes, I do cover it. I have this cover actually that is here. Oh, I'm so sorry for all this shake. I have this cover from Painting Fairy that they did send me in the collaboration that I had with them. And but still, if I just stop, if I'm stitching, like if I'm in my day off and I've stitched a little bit and I know that I will be stitching more later on, sometimes I just don't cover it. Oh, my thread just came out. Sorry, you have all these noises all the time. The dogs and the cat are playing, so sometimes they bark and some other times it's just, you're probably listening at the moment at Louis feet because he's playing with Willow at the moment. Look, even the furniture goes around when they playing. So I'm so sorry for all those noise, but it's usual here at home because my floor is wood, and then as they go and run all the way around, it makes all that noise. Well, I usually don't finish my thread with all this length, but I'm gonna do it at the moment just so you can see it and you don't have to be here. Actually, I'm gonna do another stitch quite further down because I know they will be black anyway, so you can see it better. So I've now done my first leg, came up to do the other one, go down, and I will bring my needle up in between and I put it down. And that's it. I would bring now my thread up and I will cut it here and that's it. Some other times I will do it first leg, second leg, and then I'll finish it. I'll bring the needle up and then it's exactly the same. It's just in a different way. I'll bring the needle under the last leg. That is exactly the same motion, just done in different situations. So there, and as I pull it, is tighten it. If you don't feel as secure and you have more than one stitch of the same color around, what you can do is you can go to another one and just get it under again. But I usually only do it in one and I never had any problem. That's it. Then I bring it up and I cut it and that's it. Sorry, I just put my needle in my mouth to talk, but that was silly to cut it. That's it, guys. That's how I do it. So there's not secrets, there's not much, and they are secure. And there's a bit of a tail at the back, and as I'm stitching, it will catch up and everything will be fine. So this is how you've seen now how I stitch. And that's most of the things that I wanted to tell you about. I'm just closing here my laptop. And the only other thing that I want to show you, you know, I used to be affiliated with Painting Fairy. I'm not, well, I'm still affiliated with them, but I'm not like receiving kits as they used to send before, because I think it's a waste, even if I could use those threads. But well, let's say it that I'm not affiliated as before because I think it doesn't make much sense anymore. But as I keep telling guys, I love the frames and I love the threads. And thanks to you also with you using my link or my discount code that it will be left at the bottom again. I add the opportunity of getting a complete set of threads from them at a very friendly price. So this is your gift to me too. So I want to thank you, thank you, thank you so much for giving that back to me. Well, you do have your discount when you order it, but I do get a discount so I can get my things. And you know, I keep saying about the frames, I love them, and the threads, and I just want, sorry for this no noise, but now I'm having my full complete set of the threads that I really, really, really love. So they send me like that. There's so far 4. Well, it's a complete set with all the numbers. Sorry. 6, 8. They come in 8 different bags. Just like that. And they actually also send me an extra one that I think they send all the time as a sample. And they've sent me 3852. Actually, I'm sure that this will be very helpful in this new, if I do stitch any of these new patterns that came up today. Not the dragon one, but the other 2, I'm sure you'll be helping. And they've also sent me the sheets with all the numbers if I want to add them, you know, to those organizers that they actually use. I don't have one here, but the normal plastic ones. I'll leave the picture. So I can use them like that, or I can actually cut them and use them in the thread drops that I normally use as well, or any other way. So thank you, Betty Ferry, for sending these ones. They will be very helpful. And thank you, my friends, for being here with me and for helping me. And you are helping me in so many ways. You're helping me right from the beginning with your friendship. And some of you are staying in my life, I hope forever. And thank you for being a watcher. That's how I started, and a subscriber. That's how I started to have contact with other stitchers. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for buying patterns from me, for the great feedback, even if you don't buy them. Sometimes just the words that you say, because I know that you can't buy everything, you can't stitch everything. So even if you don't buy it, yes, it does help me more if you buy it, of course. But even your words, sometimes they come right in the right moment, and it's so nice. You know, there's something that I've learned a few years ago. I've got a lot of back work with customers. I've mainly been in service. Even when I worked in UK, I was in customer service. And we do grow with a lot of things. We do grow when you have a complaint. You should use it to grow. But the thing that makes us grow more and makes us want to grow even more and do even better to someone else is when you have a compliment. I told that to my daughter the other day. When you're complaining to someone, sometimes they take it like that. Not everyone receives a complaint very well. And if the person has the right set of mind, they will try to improve after a complaint, after a critic. But if you give someone a compliment, a good compliment, that person usually fights with everything that is inside her to do even better. Because that person is not going to want to to, how do I say it? Oh, sorry, missing the word. That person is not going to want to be looking less in your eyes. I don't know the words in English at the moment. You know, she's not going to want to let you down ever, because she knows you like her job, you like her somehow, you like what she did. So when you compliment someone, you're just making that person, usually it works like that, you're just making that person trying her best every time after another time, and she's just gonna want to try to do better and better and better. So sometimes, if you're not sure, leave a compliment to that person, because she will try to make it up for you higher and higher every single time. I hope I'm trying to bring this out correctly. Um, but all for saying thank you so much, friends. You are my friends. And when I'm messaging with you, I know you may think that it's strange saying your friend. You are my friends, okay? And sometimes I go to hard moments in life, and sometimes there's a message coming from you, and it just makes it all shiny. So I leave you with that, and I hope to be with you soon. Thank you. You take care. You stitch a lot because the designs are big. Even if not mine, there will be loads of other ones. Take care, my friends, and take care of your loved ones and everyone around you, even the four-legged ones. Bye. See you soon.